I know, right? Like,
I started to watch Last Airbender, and because it's like, oh, the season ended, and now I'm waiting for the next season, and then it started, and I didn't start watching it again.
You never finished The Last Airbender?
I still haven't finished Last Airbender.
okay, well, now we definitely need to do a rewatch of Last Airbender.
That's why I'm like,
and
yes,
make that podcast.
I'd be fine with that.
Like, absolutely, like, positively.
One episode after every game.
I'm literally in the process of, I have plans in the works to get studio equipment so I can actually record sound and such really well.
Yeah, no, okay, so let's
Record
use that as our milestone. As soon as Jordan gets that, we will make this podcast happen. We will rewatch Last Airbender. I'm like legitimately serious. Because you guys are all wonderful people, and I'm so glad that I've gotten to know you. And all I want to do is watch The Last Airbender with you and talk about it. Like, that sounds fantastic.
I just want to watch That's the one problem with it would be like okay, we're talking about this. The second episode, like, I already finished the series again.
Well, guys, I have a confession. I've actually seen like the whole thing already.
I just watched it again last night.
I've watched the entire series multiple times.
Yeah, same.
I had to.
Last year on my birthday, I did where I woke up in the morning. I started it and just let it run the entire day. Not necessarily watching all of it, but just letting it run. It's great.
I watched the entirety of Dragon Ball Z with all filler in one weekend.
Wow, holy crap.
I didn't think that was possible.
That sounds literally physically impossible.
Did you sleep?
I mean, a little bit.
I mean, a little bit.
I literally
I fell
wanted
asleep
to be,
and he was still on a Hamehameha.
Alyssa with a savage mockery.
It's true though.
Yeah.
I mean, similar thing where they were in the middle of production and they just had to stretch it out because the manga wasn't that far yet.
Yep. I literally wanted to dye my hair blonde or white when I was a kid because I wanted to be a Super Saiyan.
Oh my gosh.
That's wonderful.
Like, Dragon Ball Z was by far my favorite TV show at the time.
I've never seen an episode of Dragon Ball Z.
What?
That's okay.
But that's like, because growing up we would do, like, I have an older brother, so I would just watch whatever he wanted to watch with the cartoons and stuff.
He didn't
so we did
want to watch Dragon Ball Z?
No, we did like Digimon and Pokemon.
Yeah.
Digimon's another good. Both of those are really good.
I never actually watched, because I didn't have cable when I grew up, so I didn't watch Dragon Ball Z, but I have watched Dragon Ball Z Abridged, which is great.
Oh my gosh, have you seen Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
We watched Yu-Gi-Oh!
So good.
On motorcycles.
Have you seen the most recent episode?
I haven't watched it in like 5 years.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. So I watched it probably up until like episode 30 or 40.
Oh, wow.
So it's been a very long time, but I just remember loving it.
It's still pretty good. It's
I
not
haven't watched it in a while either.
DBZ Abridged is by far the better one, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged is still funny.
Because
I don't
DBZ
think
Abridged
there's-
came from Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged.
Not exactly. It came from the people who made Naruto Abridged and something else. I can't remember. But it was a conglomerate of 4 people coming together and making it.
Right,
4
but I'm
different
pretty sure
abridgers.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Came first, though.
Oh, no, it did. Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged started the abridging craze, and then people went off that, and then now everyone's kind of... All the good ones are doing Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
I think the most, like, the most popular and the most, like, production quality-wise, the best production quality is probably Team 4 Stars.
Oh, no, yeah, definitely. They're doing their own anime now.
But they're doing their own anime?
Well, they're doing their own localization. They've talked about it in one of their recent videos. I don't remember what it was.
My favorite episode from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged is the one where Yugi and Taya go on a date.
I think that may have been one of the first episodes I ever saw. I don't remember, though.
Yeah, and she's just like, oh, he's so dreamy, and the power of friendship. I've been holding in the biggest friendship speech, and you're gonna listen to it. No, please, not that.
Oh, that wasn't the first one. No, that wasn't it.
I think what I abridged the most is all the song parodies.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because there's a song parody in that episode that I love. They do Beauty and the Beast,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
she starts off singing like all like the correct lyrics, and then he just goes effing birds.
I still remember this. This date is lame. It's such a
Such
bore.
a bore.
I'd rather
I'm
be
gonna
home
be home
playing card.
games more and more. If
I
you
won't repeat
ask
the rest.
me, Taya is a bore.
So
Oh, that's not what he says, but yes.
I
I know.
I have other friends that have watched Abridged, and they all say that I can do Krillin impersonation from Abridged, and they all say it's spot on.
I've tried to do Nappa and can't do it. It's hard.
Nappa's a little harder. Krillin's not so bad.
Can I just say that I'm so glad that we're all friends now.
I know, me
I
too.
know, right?
Like
Yep.
seriously, I'm so
Just
about
a
it.
bunch of nerds.
I've missed having this nerd group of
Oh,
friends.
absolutely, yeah.
It's been years. Actually, no, it hasn't been that long. It's been like a year, but still.
Because like part of it, right, is like my own group of friends. Like we've already had these conversations like a billion times, right?
Right.
Like and like it's so much fun to like have fresh conversations about these sorts of things with other people.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, we should totally make a podcast. Like I'm legit serious about it.
I'm down.
Maybe the nights where not everyone can meet for D&D, we just do
We
this.
just do a podcast. Instead. Yeah.
If we did a Last Airbender podcast, then we could.
Like
just
that is
instead of
like
doing
such a
just
good
one
idea for a
episode at time-
podcast, though. Last Airbender rewatch
I mean,
podcast.
I feel like you probably have to call it yet another Last Airbender podcast because it's probably happened a lot.
I mean,
I'm
we
gonna
have
look
to
it
make it the name like a pun on Avatar for some.
Oh, totally.
Um.
I'm good at puns. I'll think of something.
Oh man, I'm trying to think of one.
1, 2. I'll at least do 2, 3
Huh?
maybe.
Oh, you're looking up Avatar Last Airbender podcast.
Well, because I know
Yeah.
Channel Awesome, the Nostalgia Critic, he did a rewatch.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Lots of people have done them.
Here's the thing: like, we could legitimately just set it up like this, right? Like this is all we need
Mhm.
because I just make different overlays, right? And we just record a video podcast of us, and then I can just make an audio version, right? Like, totally, we could do it.
I could.
Oh, you can make it like the Ember Island Players, something, a pun off the Ember Island Players.
Oh! The Ember Island podcast. That's what it is. That's what it is, guys. We found it.
Well, that was quick.
Or the Ember Island podcasters, right?
Yes,
It's
let's do it. Let's do it.
So what we need to
Oh,
do,
that's
we need
perfect.
to get someone podcast cover. We need to get someone to just draw a picture of all of us as the
As the
respective
benders.
characters.
We
Yeah.
can commission
And then
Grace
all-
here.
Yes, totally. Guys,
Who
this
was
is such
on
a good
that?
idea.
Who was the person that you said I was again? I forget.
You're non-benders. You
You're
represent
sorry.
non-benders everywhere.
You're the cabbage vendor.
Oh, you're the cabbage vendor. Yeah, actually, yeah, I definitely want to see Jordan as the cabbage man. For sure.
Cabbage bending.
No, that's seriously, me and my friends, when the movie was gonna come out in high school, we were like
We
joking.
don't talk about the movie.
No,
the movie doesn't
Emily.
exist, Emily.
No, we didn't go and watch it. We said that we were going to go watch it together and like dress up,
Mm.
and everybody was like gonna be a bender, and I was like, I'm gonna be a cabbage bender, and just have cabbages in my hand and go, my cabbages.
Mm-hmm. All of my friends and I went to see the Last Airbender movie for my birthday,
Oh no.
and
I'm
it was
so sorry,
one of the
man.
worst birthdays of my life. It
Oh,
was so bad.
So sad.
I was so
I
sad.
saw it. I don't do Tumblr just for personal reasons.
Yeah, same.
I lost
Tumblr is a
friend-
dark hole.
No, I seriously like lost a good friend to Tumblr. Like
Mm.
no joke. Like she was like
Sucked
one of my
in.
best friends, and then she got sucked into it, and she told me she never wanted to talk to me again.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that's. I mean, that sounds like
So-
Tumblr's a dark place.
Anyways, but there was this Tumblr post that because people will post the post on like Facebook.
Yeah.
And so one of them was like, Avatar: The Last Bender is so popular. I wonder why they haven't made a movie of it. And then just below on the comments, they're like, oh, just don't say anything. Just let her live in ignorance. Oh Like just
Shh, don't. It doesn't exist. Don't say anything.
You know what? Well, I might be stepping on toes on this one. You know what other movie I wish didn't exist?
What?
The Percy Jackson movies.
I haven't seen them. I love the
never
Percy Jackson
saw.
series though. Yeah, and I just never watched the movies because everybody says they're bad. So
I didn't enjoy them. I watched the first one and I'm like, this just.
man, it tore my heart out to know that too, because like I finished reading book 5, and I was like, this has to be a movie. Like, someone has to make a good movie of this, please.
And then they didn't.
Because for me, it's
I love the Percy Jackson series.
Caleb, kind of what you said about you went to go see the Avatar movie on your birthday. That was me for Guardians of the Galaxy 2, because I did not like that.
Oh,
movie.
really? No, I love that movie.
I didn't.
I
But
adore
I
that
didn't like it
movie.
as much as the first one, but
Yeah,
I liked
that's
it.
same.
You know,
It's-
I
Still
will.
haven't watched it. I need to.
It's good. It's
I like
good.
started
I
watching
will-
it on Netflix and then I never
love it.
finished.
It's such a good.
I will still watch the Avatar movie over the Dragon Ball Evolution movie any day.
God.
I haven't seen
Any
it. So.
day.
Oh, actually, no. One that really made me mad. Oh my gosh. When I saw the trailer for Jurassic World 2, I literally threw the remote because of how mad it made me.
It's
they're
such
literally-
a dumb trailer, isn't it? It's
I
just
never
so
watched-
bad.
I haven't watched the trailer that came out on the Super Bowl just because I don't want to bother. But I just remember seeing the trailer that came out before that, and literally as soon as Jeff Goldblum came onto the screen and started quoting the first movie, I threw the remote. You gotta be freaking kidding me!
Yeah, it's just not a really well done trailer at all.
I'm not expecting.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
not
not
expecting
expecting
much
the movie to be good.
Yeah.
I didn't like the original Jurassic World, and
either. Oh,
What
I
if-
loved the original Jurassic World.
What
I
if
thought it
they
was a pretty good movie.
What if they intentionally made a bad trailer so everyone has really low
Really low
expectations?
expectations, yeah.
sounds like a
It's
really
awesome.
dumb idea.
It does, yeah.
No, but think about it. Everybody makes these big, super huge trailers to get everybody excited. Then they go into the movie, and then they have these huge expectations, and the movie doesn't meet their expectations, so they don't get as good reviews for it. But if they lower the audience's expectations in the first place, they can go into it and actually enjoy it.
Well, that's how I felt about certain movies, like Tangled, for example. Sucky trailer. Just the trailer was awful. It looked so stupid, looked so kiddie,
Oh,
and then
I never
it was
saw the trailer for Tangled.
It was, and then I blew my mind. Like it was one of my
Such a good movie
favorite-
though.
It's still
Uh,
one of my favorite Disney movies.
Would you guys hate me if I said I really didn't like Tangled?
Yes.
And like, I'm with you there, Caleb.
I really don't like that movie.
Oh, that's
I'm
so
really-
good.
I really wanted the guy to die at the end just
So,
to I wanted
like,
it to policy.
It's not my favorite Disney movie,
Mhm.
but I went into it with such low expectations that I like
Mm.
that I like it. It's
See,
not
I
like-
went in
it's-
with really high expectations because all of my friends that were girls like just were like hyping it up to like 1,000,000%, and they're like,
So
"This is the
good.
best movie ever," and I'm just like, I really don't like this movie.
No, and that's fair. That's fair.
Has anyone here seen Moana?
I still haven't
Yeah.
seen it. I still haven't
Yes.
gone around to seeing it.
I
I
like
saw
that movie.
Moana.
I really enjoyed it. I think I'm not sure, but I might have enjoyed that more than Frozen.
Oh,
I hated
Frozen is
Frozen.
crap movie. Frozen is like
liked
the,
it.
one of the worst Disney movies
Thank
of
you,
all time.
thank you, Caleb.
It's so bad.
I liked
Okay.
it more than Frozen, but Frozen.
Okay, so this is the thing. I
so
like
many
the music for Frozen, and I listened to all the music before I watched the movie, and I was like, wow, I really like this music, and I'm like super kind of like hyped about this. Like, I hope this movie's good. And I was just like, all of the places they have those songs are just so random, and like Let It Go, for example. I loved that song before I actually saw it in the movie. And then in the movie, it's like in the first like 20 minutes of the movie, I'm like, this is supposed to be, no, this should be like the climax. Like, this is the
There's-
song for the climax.
There's 4 songs
So it
in the
bothered me so
first 20
much.
minutes.
Yeah,
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
first
it
20,
bothered
30.
me so much. I'm just like, no, all the song placement is just so bad. Why are you doing this?
I
I've
just-
just seen it so much because the little boy that I nannied
Mm-hmm.
was obsessed with Olaf.
Oh
And
my
so I would make him, as a practice of patience, we'd have to watch the whole movie through to the Olaf song if he wanted to watch in summer.
Mhm.
And then we were allowed to watch it like 3 times. And then we had to finish the movie.
I think
Yeah,
that so
There's a
many,
lot of Frozen.
I think so many people hate that movie though, just because it's so oversaturated.
It's so, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually like the movie itself. It's just that I was just so sick of hearing about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why like I kind of got sick of it. But I'll watch it now that everyone's kind of on this kick of, oh, we hate Frozen because everyone talks about it. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't actually think it's that bad, but
Okay.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I don't like. I don't agree with like hating something just because it's like super popular. What I tend to do with stuff like that, where like everybody's like super hyping about something, I'll just be like, I refuse to watch it now because I know that I will not like it as well as I maybe could because of the hype surrounding it. I will give myself some space and then enjoy it. Like that's why I have not listened to Hamilton yet, is because but I might soon because the hype has started to like die down about it so much. So
On that
Yeah,
note,
I haven't listened to Hamilton.
Really?
I actually just the other day I had this discussion with someone. They said that they listened to Hamilton before watching Moana, and then after they listened to Hamilton, they watched Moana, and all of the music was the same. It was.
I mean, yeah, because it's Lin-Manuel Miranda.
It's the same guy.
Yep. So that brought their enjoyment of Moana down. So, I mean,
I'll watch Moana first then.
Yeah, I definitely saw Moana.
Really controversial opinion here, because I feel like similar with the hype thing. Caleb was like, there's I don't like Star Wars.
That's okay.
Oh.
No, that's
Okay, Seth,
like
we can't
Seth.
be-
I
no, we
understand.
Can't be friends anymore.
I understand.
No.
Like I
No.
enjoy Star Wars quite a bit, but I don't really like most of the movies.
Well, look,
like
here's
just
my
in general, I think like the Star Wars like culture is like so like hype about Star Wars, and like they're like Star Wars can do no wrong, that like it just bothers me a little bit.
Here's the thing with me, because it's not just that. There was literally someone in junior high on the bus who would just talk about it every single freaking day nonstop to the point where I literally just got sick of it, and that's
understandable.
I can't. But
I
I'll just leave
love
it at
the
that.
extended universe Star Wars. EU Star Wars is the best Star Wars.
The
KOTOR,
one that
man.
they killed?
KOTOR. Freaking KOTOR. So good.
I'm like the oddball of all, basically everybody, whether you like Star Wars or don't like Star Wars, mostly everybody agrees on this one thing, and I'm like on the other side of it. So it's really weird. But I actually enjoyed Jar Jar Binks when I was a kid.
That is strange.
I was totally indifferent to him until I became an adult. So.
Yeah. I was basically indifferent until I became an adult, and then I was like,
Also, Darth Maul is awesome. Just saying.
oh yeah, no, for sure.
Darth Maul.
Definitely a wasted character.
My thing with the Star Wars movies, I think in general, is that there's so much good concept. Like, there's so many good ideas in Star Wars films, but I don't think they're executed very well most of the time.
Have you seen Jenny Nicholson's video on Rogue One?
No, but I despised that movie in every single capacity.
You should watch Jenny
It's
Nicholson's
the worst
video.
Star Wars movie of all time.
You should watch.
So bad.
Huh? Are we making you mad, Alyssa?
No, you just make me sad.
So, Alyssa, challenge to you. Can you remember 2 characters' names from that movie? Go. This is my test.
Jin, Galen Erso, oh my gosh, the Asian guy.
See? That's where it starts. This is what I asked to
No.
everyone. Because it's so hard to remember all the characters' names because they're so non-memorable. Like, they just... The ensemble's bad in that movie. It's just real bad.
So, yeah, here's my thing with Rogue One, is that I like Jin, I like the Asian guy, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, all the other characters are just completely forgettable. Like...
The guy with the gun didn't do anything.
Yeah, right? Like, he was... There's so much of that ensemble that was just completely pointless. It's just like, we gotta fill out the cast, right? Like, they didn't do anything in that movie.
Well, and I think the reason we feel that way, that, yeah, okay, they're just cast members and they're just people playing these roles, is because they all die.
Right, yeah.
You know, and which I actually knew that going into the movie. I'm like, okay, either they're all dead,
I mean, yeah, I expected
or
it,
they're all,
yeah.
well, because, you know, like, they're going on this mission.
Basically a suicide mission, right, yeah.
A suicide mission, right. And plus, they're not mentioned in any part of episode 4. so as these like heroes
Right,
that
of
save
course,
them,
yeah.
they're not mentioned by name at all. So obviously, like they
can't
had
be
to-
important people.
they can't be important. They couldn't have lived otherwise. Episode 4 would have made no sense
Hmm.
2
in
words.
that regard.
It still didn't, kind of, given the ending of the Rogue One ending, like synced up to episode 4, still doesn't really work. The more I looked at it, I'm just like, this doesn't make much sense. Why is it the way that it is? I can't remember.
What
why.
were you gonna say, Jordan?
Oh, I was gonna say 2 words. Halo Reach.
I have no feelings.
Okay, like, I'm a big Halo nerd, and there's so much in that game that's frustrating. Like, if you Halo books and rewriting the lore, and so much lore that was cast out, and things.
I have a
that-
friend who would like talk your ear off about this. Yeah.
Halo Reach was a fantastic story. Didn't make sense to it. Like, it doesn't fit in with the original Halo canon. They had to rewrite canon. It made me so sad.
I mean, that was an issue with a lot of the Star Wars films, right? Like, it like, to a lot of people, like, especially just coming out of the original trilogy and having it be so long, people kind of, like, wrote their own canon in their mind of how the Force worked and, like, what things were, and then George Lucas came back to it and was like, midichlorians and all this other stuff, right? And, like, people had already had their preconceptions, and so they're like, but this is my Star Wars.
And now they're doing the same. Now Disney's
and
kind
now
of
they're doing the same exact thing, right? They're doing it again. It's just kind of frustrating.
See, like, and I'm not one to be like, oh, Star Wars is like perfect, like there's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
it. Like, I had a lot of issues with this new movie that came out. I
haven't
still
seen
love
it yet.
I still that
You
being
haven't seen
said,
Last Jedi yet? Okay.
What?
I
I'm
adored
waiting.
Last Jedi. I thought that was really good.
No. Great movie.
Yeah, that was good.
Fantastic movie.
I've had a friend tell me just wait till it comes out on DVD and then watch it there.
I mean, you can, I guess, if you want to.
That's what I'm planning on. I was like, I don't really care.
It's
We could do a Star Wars podcast where I watch all the movies except for episode 4 for the first time.
Ooh. See, that's the thing.
Why
I
wouldn't
think
we watch episode 4?
no,
Because I've
she's
watched
already
that
seen
before.
it, is what she said.
That's the only one I've seen. And I saw the Family Guy version before the actual movie
Oh my gosh.
because I have an older brother.
And then she watches Spaceballs.
Yeah, then
I need
I was
to
gonna
see
say then
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs. Yeah. Oh goodness.
I'd be okay. I'd be down for a Star Wars run.
See, that's the
I
thing,
haven't-
right? Like,
I
we
don't
gotta
think
start.
I've seen it.
We gotta start the Last Airbender podcast. Finish that out. Then do a Legend of Korra podcast, or just continue on to Legend of Korra, and then maybe we can. The world's our oyster, guys. We can just
That
rewatch
in and of
anything.
itself would take like a year or two, though.
It's
I'll
true,
say
yeah.
we just need to do a nerdum podcast.
That's true. Yeah, we could just because like literally we basically talked enough about this now for like 2 episodes of a podcast about nerd stuff.
I mean, we talked for like 40 minutes before Jordan showed up.
Yeah, and then we talked
No,
for
no,
another
no,
40 minutes.
It was about a half hour actually, because
Yeah.
some of you guys didn't show up till later.
Okay, well, actually, I do need to go. I want to.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's late. I should
It's
go
like
to bed.
11:15.
I actually-
It's 1:15. It's fine.
I actually never stopped the stream, so we just.
Oh, really?
No, I didn't have a chance because
Oh.
you guys just kept talking, and I wasn't gonna like say I'm figuring out now. So
I thought we'd stop by now.
no,
Yeah,
it's totally
That's
fine. Like
great.
I'm not sure if I'll like make this as part of the VODs and just be like extra. We talk about movies.
Wait, what you do is you save all of this and then use it as like
Episode 1.
Gosh. Perfect.
for the podcast.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
All right.
You all
cool.
have a
Good
great
night, guys.
night.
Do.
All right. Peace out.
See you
Adios.
guys next week.
Bye, guys.
Do. Subscribe.